Cavecast, the uncensored show for nerds of all kinds.
Welcome back to the Cavecast, everybody. Tonight, we have the absolute joy of hanging out with Mom. She is going to be answering some of your questions and being able to just have an open door for you guys to ask some questions maybe that you've maybe asked in comments, but maybe you want a direct answer to. You know, I mean, just depending on how the night goes, we're going to kind of let it be free form. I'm not sure if this will make it on to Spotify. I'm kind of looking at tonight as being more like just a live stream. We're all just hanging out, just doing our thing. So it's awesome. So let's see here. Amy is here. We got, let's see, I believe that is, let's see, Ghost. And we got Renee.
Ghost.
Trish is here.
Renee.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. So, okay. To kind of start things off was what Mom and I were talking about beforehand was, well, one of the things was that I was trying to decide on the next book to read because I've been plowing through them, you know, just like taking them like hotcakes, you know. Oh. And I was this close to reading Chelsea Cain's Heartsick, because I know that was one of the books that you had talked about for a long time. I know because it's a trilogy, isn't it?
That is a trilogy. Heartsick, I think, might be the first one.
Because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got to do my research to make sure. So yeah,
I read one. I thought it was a standalone book, and it's got two more. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how much damage can this woman do? She's nasty.
Yeah, because I know isn't it about that she's obsessed with? I think it's either like a detective or it's like with a specific man that she's like aggressively like obsessed with.
Yeah, she tortures men.
Oh, and Gannon just said fantastic trilogy. Okay, so Gannon, you've read it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Somebody finally.
Because that was one of those books, because I like when you would talk about it, because I mean there was a time when you were like an avid reader when we were living with Aunt Heidi, which we've done a podcast about books and things, but that was kind of the Long Walk and Heartsick were the two that kind of like stood out to me that you had always talked about. So it was kind of cool to see. So
Dale.
Dale's here.
Ah, I love you.
What's up, buddy?
Cousin
Dude, welcome.
Dale.
Oh my God, this is a cool night. Hell yeah.
This is awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Go ahead and pull the mic a little closer to you.
Sorry.
There you go.
Thank you for coming. I don't know what I'm doing.
So, all right. Well, guys, obviously the question floor is open tonight. This is Ask Mom Anything, but we are taking the AMA of Ask Me Anything. So it's the idea that if you have a question for either of us, you can ask us, but tonight really it's focusing on, this is the time for Riker Mom just to answer your guys' questions. So
boy, be afraid.
Yes. So if there's anything that you guys are dying to know or you're curious about, whether you want to be funny, whether you want to be personal, or whether or not you want to be serious, or however you want to go about it, I think tonight's just going to be really cool just to open up that door a bit. So whether or not you're brand new, whether you're a member or not, whichever, guys, tonight's just the floor is open. Also, so members know this too, is that there will be a members only episode, but more than likely I'll be recording that either Friday when I get home from work, or more than likely Saturday in the morning, and then it'll be available. So that there will be a members episode. So, but all right, so let's go ahead and start this off. So Adriana wants to know, do we ever read manga? I always get ripped apart because I don't know which way to say
manga?
it. So,
I call it manga.
Oh, it's manga. So I have not yet. I've got graphic novels that I'm really excited to dive into, but I don't think you've ever dove into the graphic novel side of things. That's not your cup of tea.
No, that's weird. That's just fucking weird, man.
You don't like having pictures, you know? So.
I don't know. No, it kind of it says cartoon to me, and that's not, no.
Not your deal.
Not my thing. Not my thing.
And Haley just said that there's so much dang snow here this time. It is unrelenting.
Oh, Haley.
But I'm very happy to see that you made it safe. So that's awesome. So
Rage
gong. So, all right. So Gannon, here we go. He says, "Hey Mom, I hope you had a good day. If you had to assign your boys a personality from Schitt's Creek, who would they be and why?" Now, I've not seen Schitt's Creek, so this will be a lot of discovery for me.
Well, Eric is diving into Schitt's Creek.
I've been seeing that, so yeah.
And he is it. I'm not normally into a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see.
Because it's a comedy series, right?
It is a comedy series.
Yeah.
But that show just will double you over laughing.
So I've heard it's fantastic.
It is beautifully written. It has actually a serious undertone to it, of what's happening to these people. But Daniel and Eugene Levy are brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right? Yeah. If I could assign them, listen, I think that Eric would be the dad.
Let's see. Someone again just
What
said
is he?
David.
David.
Oh, yeah,
Eric is
Eric's here. Yeah.
100%
What's up, buddy?
David.
Me, David. Yeah, he just said that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, you're absolutely right, because Kyle is the voice of reason, and Eric is just do I look all right? Do I look good?
He's got the hair now, you know. He's rocking it.
He's got the hair. He's got more hair than me.
I had to go halfway because I had to make sure that it's like I've only got a center stripe of hair, you know.
That looks perfect on you.
Well, thank you, bud.
And it's so funny because watching Eric watch it is so refreshing to me, because it's been a while since I've seen it, and he said multiple times, I love his clothes. I love his clothes. So it is, you are so David. Yes, you absolutely are. Absolutely
and Crystal
are.
just said, rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. That still doesn't feel real. Like, is that
heartbroken.
what was Eric actually said something the last time he was over when we were recording. He was like, dude, he's like, the McAllisters are gone.
Yeah, they are.
Like both of them, you know, and isn't it interesting
and I
how
forgot about that.
Well, because we always think to ourselves like, oh, what did Kevin's dad do for a living to own that kind of house? But nobody ever asked what Mrs. McAllister did, you know. So it's like that's kind of like one of those like, you know, unending like, you know, thoughts of like, oh, interesting, like what was their ability, you know, to like take care of everything.
If I had to venture a guess, if I wanted to give her a profession, I think she's an interior decorator.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Did you see that house? Mm-hmm. Merciful heavens, beautiful. John Schutte, yes. Thanks for being here.
Let's see. Hold on. Katrina says the Broken Earth trilogy. N.K. Jemisin, amazing books. Let's see. Book 1 is called The Fifth Season. But if you want to read a heartbreaker for it's the memoir of Mira Platten called Pour Your Soul. See, to me, like I'm into any kind of book. Like I've got my wish list is like full of almost like 120 books, and it's like not the conventional things, but then there's a lot of horror and like other stuff on there too. But I want to read everything.
Yeah,
you know?
you have a really like colorful palette.
I'm trying
of
you know?
what you're, and that's really good, because it's easy. It's easy for me to get stuck in a genre. I kind of really go for like thriller and stuff. I read romance novels for 2 seconds and I went, okay, I'm done.
That's just not your deal. Yeah.
It just isn't. No.
Well, I know like I think wasn't Mama like big into romance novels?
Oh,
exactly. That was usually her like go-to,
right?
Yeah. Because I remember
you remembered that. I didn't.
Well, I just remember like I was a kid, so like I mean I never knew like what anything was, but I remember it was just like I'd walk past like her sitting area and there would be like 2 people laying in bed half naked and a breast would just be covered with like, you know, a hand or whatever. I'm like, am I supposed to look at that? But like, no, like she was a reader. She was like big into that stuff. They all
did.
You know? Yeah.
Everybody in that house read, and a lot of them, they read history, books about history and so forth. And they just kept swapping books. It was kind of funny. There was a series called Wagons West that was a Western like saga, and there were like 20 of these things, and they all kept reading them, and they were so worn. And I'm thinking, who wants to read that? I mean, I was 17, so
it wasn't your wheelhouse yet.
Who wants to read that? I didn't understand. Isn't that what Western movies are for?
Right.
I don't need to read it, right? So
let's see here. So Gannon says, if you enjoy Gothic style books with incredible stories, I highly recommend the Empire of the Vampire trilogy. Best series I've read in 15 years, but the best book of all time, though, has to be 1984. See, 1984 is actually on my reading list.
That's right.
Yeah, because I've got that. I want to get like the very controversial books like Blood Meridian, you know, like those like old style like Cormac books, and like even No Country for Old Men. You know, like that's because like seeing the movie where it's like, oh my god, like the ending's different. So like, how did they change it? Like, what did they do?
That was a book?
Yeah, it was a book. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, because it was
learning
the same
so much.
gentleman that wrote The Road.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Any readers in here, I'm sure you'll tell me. But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So many movies that I've seen, I realized later that they were books to start with. And then I think, gosh, what else was there? Because you found out reading Misery.
Yeah.
How different that was. And if you haven't seen Eric or Kyle's, I have to go through all the names. If you haven't seen Kyle's review of Misery,
yes,
you
Lee,
need
ask
to,
Mom anything.
you need to, Lee, yeah, ask me anything. It's just listening to you talk about that story, reading it. I'm like, at first I almost picked it up off my shelf. I have an old copy, and I'm like, I don't think I want to read that now.
It's honestly,
it sounds hard.
I will say this is that Annie Wilkes as a character, the way that Kathy Bates portrayed her, I think that she nailed it. In the book, she is worse. Like it is like the hobbling scene is completely different. I understand why they did it, but I think both of them are effective in their own ways, where it's like, because it's like one is breaking a feat and the other one is she does something different to him. And again, like it was kind of almost like you have to suspend some disbelief of like, he survived this. Like, come on, but then in the same hands, like she's a nurse. So,
Eric, quit telling me what to do. I'll get as close to him as I want. Of course, this is probably it, but still.
So, okay, Amy's got one. So, okay,
Amy.
Mom, out of the three boys, which was the easiest? It can be in different stages as a baby, a child, and a teen. Maybe it's a mixture. So, as far as like raising us, like, like who was the easiest kid in different parts of life? We've kind of talked about this, but we focused on like different specific things at the time. So,
my first reaction is to say you. And I say that just in general because they all have such different personalities, and Kyle's just a happy child.
Eric just says I was a saint.
You were something. I have to say though, I miss raising Eric. I miss those years.
That was an adventure for you.
Of having Eric, and because we had a long time that it was just the two of us, and that was a really fun ages for him. He was, from like 2 to 8 or 9,
mm-hmm.
and so he was discovering a lot of things about the stuff he loved. And, he was always in the kitchen cooking something, and he was, but you have to remember though, I was 18 when I had Eric and I knew nothing. Yeah. So when, we joke that we grew up together, but we kind of did because, Eric didn't come with instructions.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if I was doing it all.
Eric is a child of God.
Of God. You forgot to capitalize that, Rach. Anyway.
We love you,
Rach. Eric was a lot of fun. And I think what made that a whole different, cool thing, though, was that Heidi was a big part of that.
Yeah.
And so, but, let's face it, none of these kids were planned at all.
Yeah, we're all accidents.
None of them. None of them were planned. And Devin, came along, and I was going to be 40. Hi, Becca. And thank you, Rach. Thank you very much.
G-O-D.
And but I was scared. I was scared to be a mom again after all that time with Devin. And Devin came along, and he was just so self-sustaining, I guess. He's a smart kid, you guys.
Devin is one of my favorite. I saw that. Yeah. One of the things I love about Devin, and it's one of my favorite stories of him, was when he had like his crayons and like his coloring books and different stuff, and like he did color. But for the most part, he found empty pages to draw in. Mm-hmm. And because it was around the time
that,
yeah,
have
see
a
you,
good
buddy.
stream.
Yep, take it easy. But it was around the time that Michael Bay's Transformers movies were coming out, and he was big into them. Like we watched, whatever the newest one when him and I had the house to ourselves, that type of thing. But he drew Optimus Prime with crayons, colored everything, and I'm not talking old school 1970s, 80s Optimus Prime. He drew Michael Bay. Now, granted, it was a kid's drawing, so it wasn't like proportioned or perfect.
But you knew what it was.
And I remember I was sitting on the couch, and he came over to me, and he's like, Kyle, I drew Optimus Prime. And my first initial I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, that's Optimus Prime. I'm like, what is this?
Without a doubt.
He's had raw talent from such a young age, and like because I think it's like we all have talents and abilities. Yeah. That have manifested themselves, but Devin was very early on, from like even when he was a toddler.
My mom said, she says, your grandma always said that late in life babies are smart.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe her.
Yeah.
It was just a whole different version of that. And Eric was athletic. Mm-hmm. Eric was he had his own like big strengths, and seeing what he can do now with the way he talks to people on coffee time.
Yeah, he's come a long way.
And the way he handles himself and the way he edits, and he's always like, yes, you have a million talents, honey. I'm so insanely proud of the adult that Eric has become, because the only thing about Eric was that he liked to push boundaries. He liked to push some boundaries, and
shit.
It's going to happen. Yeah. He was
hiding behind the curtain. Yeah.
So, but he has plenty of talent. I believe you.
Well, let's see here. So Gannon actually just said, he says, it's very clear that your children seem to be very creative and have a lot of creative vision. Was that something that was prioritized in the house raising them, or is that something that was just natural? That's a really good question.
That's a really good question. Gannon, you should be sitting here.
Gannon, if you make a guitar for me one day, we work something out. I'd love to interview you and talk about your process.
Gannon's the guitar guy?
Yeah, he's the one that made the headless bass. He posted on, I don't know if you were on Discord if you saw it, but yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I joked with him on one of the coffee times. I was like, dude, I'm like, if you can make me a 9-string, kind of like ha ha ha. To his response was, I made a 9-string last year. It was a custom one. I'm like, whoa, what should we?
Well.
I'm like, Joe's gonna get me a custom. Or I'm gonna buy me a custom Joe PC and a custom guitar from Gannon. Hell yeah, So, but no, like the creativity. I mean, like, because I think that, we lived in a very entertainment focused home.
Yes.
It's like, because even with Randy Dad, because it was like we always had like the movies like and stuff that we would watch like when DVDs were brand new. We had the theater systems. Like there was always like a fun aspect to life.
Yeah.
And different things. But I don't know, like how do you perceive that question? Like making us creative or natural or different things?
I didn't. He says he's working on one for you.
Oh, buddy, no, I want to pay you for one, man. I do not expect anything pro bono, buddy. So,
I never really had to. I never had to direct you in any particular place. For all of you, because whatever your interest was, is you have to let kids be who they are.
Yeah.
And you have to just support them, and you have to just you just got to let them go. And sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. But, Kyle's always been very creative and in different ways. And then when he was in like youth group, and he was like big into your guitar playing and so forth.
You heard Smoke on the Water so many times.
You know what? He was always in the basement playing a guitar, or he was learning special effects. He's self-taught in everything. And I never knew what was happening in my basement. It was a surprise, and it was fun. I would go down to do laundry, and I would hear, "Don't turn on the light."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just do this in the dark.
Well, there were even sometimes like when I would be like playing, I don't know, like I'd be like doing an acoustic song or singing or something, and then I would get done with it, and I would kind of have that Okay, well, thank God nobody ever heard that. And then from the top of the steps, I'd hear,
"Oh yeah,
well done."
I always heard
I'm just
you.
like, I'm like, oh God, you heard that? That's terrible. So
no, it was very refreshing, and just all of you just took a path, and you just gotta let your kids run with it, and support them no matter what. I didn't have to understand it, and Devin being born in the generation of so much technology, I was no good to him. He just kind of did things himself. They shut us down for pandemic, and he had to do school online. I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have helped him with that. Yeah. So they all just chose their own thing.
I mean, you also had 3 different decades or different generations of kids of like different influences and stuff, so I think that's a lot to take into consideration with us.
Well, Eric was in the generation of MTV, everything, the 80s, and into the 90s, and those generations gaps between them, the world was different for every one of them. And so you can't fix that.
No.
You have no control. You have no control over what the world is becoming as your kids grow. And it was a different world for all of you at pivotal times when you were growing up. So,
yeah. I think it's honestly too, I mean, it's one of those that, I would say all 3 of us had big life altering events that happened within our lifetime, of like being a kid and growing up, whether it was, the absentee of a father, or if it was a divorce, or if it was a pandemic, or if it was like, I mean, like we all had our own flavor of things that went on. But I think that, again, it's something that I wouldn't say that I necessarily take it for granted, but it's something I don't really think of, is that when people are saying like, dude, I wish I had the relationship that you and your mom and your parents and your brothers have. And it's like, well, guys, like, we never were like, we never weren't like that.
We've never not been like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you had a hidden camera into like family get-togethers, even like at Grandma Dora's big house, or like the time that you and I lived with Aunt Heidi and things, like we just had fun. We just enjoyed things.
We were so blessed no matter where we were. And home is what you make it. Your family is what you make it. And you get tough when you have to. And you let your kids, you got to let them fall down. You've got to, you just got to just guide them. Yeah. Just guide them, and they'll find their way. They'll find their way. And that doesn't really make it easier on me.
Right.
Because I'll go, okay, go ahead, see you later, and close the door and go, oh God, I screwed up so bad.
Well, you said to me before, like again, the reason that we lived at Aunt Heidi's was not for a good reason, but oh yeah, he saw that too. Yeah.
Thank you.
Stop having a kid every decade. Yeah. But I mean, truthfully, like, I mean, that was, I wouldn't say it was the worst time by any means, because we've been through plenty since then. But as you told me, was that you had to make life as normal for me as possible, because like everything was just flipped on its head. There was so much animosity that was not there, that wasn't there before. But like, quite honestly, like when I think of Aunt Heidi's, I mean, yeah, the bad shit's there. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, the bad shit's there the same way that the bad shit is in this house too at that time, like with the stuff I was dealing with, that's no longer a thing.
Right.
So it's like, I look back at Aunt Heidi's place with so much love and affection, and it's so incredible. It's just great. It was fun. We had a great time.
That was a safe space.
Yeah.
That was a safe space for both of us. And Heidi understood the drill, as it were.
She was the one that said, go get him.
Yeah,
and bring
she
him
did.
Here.
Yeah. And
because I was not in a good situation, guys. Yeah, not a good living situation.
No.
So,
and I was in such a bad headspace at the time, and I was I was living on coffee and guilt, a lot of it for quite a while, and I just tried to make that normal as possible. And at the same time, Eric was spending a lot of time, with his friend, and they kind of took him in there a little bit because I didn't know what I could do. I didn't know what I could provide, and that's kind of really where he wanted to be. He needed that.
Yeah.
I knew that. I didn't just go, here, take my son. I didn't do that.
Right.
I didn't do that. But he had to have that. And so I've enjoyed all of you beautifully in so many different ways. And I've been very fortunate. And now I have all of you to raise. So
yeah, that's it. Just like you said, dude, they're all just your kids,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Let's see. Layla actually has a good question. Is that she asks, "What's one thing that you swore you'd never do as a mom and then did anyway?" So that can be serious, funny, whatever. Is what's something that you probably thought to yourself? Maybe it's something like Grandma Dora did that you're like, God, I'm never gonna be like that, and then you realize, oh fuck, I'm just like that.
With every passing day.
Yeah. Right.
I am. Wow.
And Haley just said, "Mom of 400,000 now." Yes.
I'll be claiming you all on my income tax.
Well, when you put it like that,
it would be swell. I think I would have to say, a lot of it was with most of it was with Eric, but that was a learning experience for me. Is that your kids are going to do stuff that you don't approve of. And they're going to go places and you're not always going to know where they are.
You always said, "Don't call me from the police station."
Yeah. I just kind of put a few rules out there and you have to pick your battles. I did not have the strength, the time, or the money to run around finding out where Eric was all the time. What's he smoking? What's he drinking? And you just have to let him be. And I just, I swore that I just would never put up with that kind of, I didn't raise you that way. So you're not going to do that. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Then if I think about the stuff that I did.
See, yeah.
And you've got to let kids, like, what's the show that, is it on TMC that they all got canceled? I know it was like 16 Kids and Counting and all of that stuff. And then there was another one about the plaques. What was their name? Somebody help me.
I can't remember. Yeah.
But geez, most stop telling on me. I don't think I have to, Eric. You're just kind of an open book, baby.
Oh, he did say weed and Natty Light. So I do enjoy me a Natty Light every now and then. So they're 8%ers, but they'll kick your ass. So.
If these people sheltered their kids from the world, right? And kept them in this little bubble. Then when they become teenagers, they wonder why they go wild.
Right. Especially like pastors' kids. Like that's always like the stereotype.
And so I watched this mother and father keep everything away from their kids that they thought was bad, including like a Coke.
Oh,
he says, my kids have never had a Coke. Isn't that something? Well, he and his wife had a normal childhood. So they took all those experiences away from their kids.
Yeah.
Then when they get restless and they get older, and then they wonder why. They wonder why they start having trouble with their kids. Well, you got to do yours. And I realize they feel like they're protecting, but they're not. You're not doing your kids any favors by doing any of that. You watch horror movies, drink your first beer. Whatever it is, just do it with them.
Yeah.
Do that stuff with them because.
Yeah. I think it removes that naivete and that like guise of like, oh, I'm being naughty. It's like, no, you're a human.
Yeah.
Like, it's like it's because I remember there was two things that stood out to me that made me really understand the mom that you are. and both of them involved smoking something.
Something.
What it was I think I was 18 at the time, so I don't think it mattered, but it was when I finally told you, like, no, I smoke cigarettes. I've been doing it this long, and you were like, okay. Mm-hmm. You're like, what?
I was 16.
Yeah, you were like, what am I, like, Kyle? What am I gonna do? You're 18 years old. You know, it's like it's not affecting your life. You're not being disrespectful. You're not doing this, and this. But the other time was when I had started like medicating, when I started becoming consistent, like, you know, like a weed smoker, and, you know, for mental reasons, you know, all that stuff. And all I remember was when I finally told you, you looked at me with such a serious stare, and you said, and don't you ever feel guilty about that, ever.
Right.
And ironically, the week after that was when you had come here. The house had changed. I think you know where this is going. It was we were cleaning stuff up after the house had changed officially. And I had my little piece downstairs with my, you know, whatever, like, bought stuff with. I couldn't even tell you what kind it was. And I told you, like, hey, I got some stuff downstairs in the garage. You want to smoke it? You're like, yeah, let's do that. And as we were heading down to the basement to do our deal, outside we heard the ice cream truck.
We did.
And we both, I'm like, do we have cash? Like, I've got some. And we ran out.
We go.
And I came in, I'm like, we should eat these and smoke. And you said, no, we need to smoke and eat these.
You're doing it wrong, Kyle. Yeah.
It was such a cool experience because, you know, it's, again, like, you know, we're all adults now, you know, so it's not like it was, you know, getting your 15-year-old kid or whatever, but it was kind of that moment of realizing, like, wow, like, you know, we've both gotten to experience true human moments in the best and the worst across the whole spectrum, you know, but it's like those fucking incredible moments where it's just like, holy shit, this is the best. Like, it really is.
If you want your kids to confide in you and trust you, you have to be, you know, after a while, you know, you have to be mom, but then you have to be almost your partner in crime. You know, it's, for lack of a better phrase. And Katrina, thank you, sweetheart. That was very nice of you to say. We're really just moms doing our best. But yeah, I just think that it's, you just got to remember, even though it was a different time when I was growing up, what did we do? What were we hiding from our parents?
Right.
You know, or, you know, I was kind of a late bloomer. But it's just kind of like, what would I have thought? You know, I could go anywhere with your grandma.
Yeah.
And
grandma could get down. She could party.
Oh, listen, we'd go get a hotel room for the night and go down to, like, the bar and stuff. And back then, I don't know why. Of course, I won't do it now. If I was with her, they could serve me alcohol. If you were with your parent,
was that when you guys were traveling with, like, the barbershop quartet and stuff, like, so I don't know if that, like, at that time, if that was like an Ohio thing or if that was like just a federal thing. So they were lenient back then.
We drank a lot. We drank a lot, being singing in the quartet. But I mean, like, we could just go out for dinner and she would say, she's with me, she can have a pina colada.
Okay, I see.
You know,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And she taught me how to enjoy it, and not go overboard.
Right.
You know, overboard with it.
Yeah, because there is a delicate balance you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's actually, Lori has a really good question. She says, if you could meet any band or band member from the 70s or 80s, dead or alive, and talk to them for 1 hour, who would it be, and what would you ask or tell them in that hour? So any band member from the 70s or 80s, if you could have an hour with them and talk to them, what would you ask them?
70s or
80s?
Okay, I have to make sure I stay there because I have a lot of questions for Kim Dracula. He fascinates me. This might be a little predictable, but immediately I would go to Freddie Mercury.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. Yeah.
I I just would love to just talk to him and have him tell me I'm beautiful. And
oh, darling.
all of those lovely things, you know how he was. And I would like to know, I would probably ask him what that was, what it's like for him to sing and project the way he is with like those extra molars that he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
That made his mouth, so interesting.
I was born with extra incisors.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And, for years after that, Barbra Streisand was just an amazing singer. And she had like a Jewish nose, right? She's a beautiful woman. But people would say, why, you can do anything you want. Why wouldn't you have your nose fixed? And she says, because I'm afraid I won't be able to sing as well.
That's legit. Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty brilliant. I think I just would like to pick his brain a little bit and just enjoy the time with him. And I would have to go with Steve Perry.
Steve, yeah.
Steve Perry's family has a really entertainment background, which I didn't always know.
So yeah, I've only ever known the guys from Journey from like just Journey.
Yeah.
So yeah.
His mother and his father both did. I think they both did musical things. I don't remember. I thought his mother sang, but I thought his dad played instruments or something. So he grew up with that. And I would like to know how he stayed so consistent.
Yeah, even when he got sick.
Even when he was sick.
Yeah.
He could perform. He brought it all the time. And I used to hear that after shows and so forth, he was not a partier. He would go to his room and he would stay away from people and let himself rest.
Yeah.
And so forth. And I don't know how true that is. But, and what does he like in a woman?
Think about this is that like when you think of the rock star lifestyle.
Welcome to Plathville. Thank you, Katrina.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
That was, and it was a weird name.
But no, it's the like. I think it was Dad Mike that told me that, where he said no. He's like he would just go back and read a book, and I think that I think that regardless of what you do when you're on tour, you've got to take care of yourself. You've got because like touring is grueling. You've got to get up early. You've got to make it on the plane. Then when you land, you've got a interview at 4:30 in the morning on a radio. Then you've got sound check. Then you've got interviews. Then you've got meet and greets, and then it's because I think even when we went and saw Catch Your Breath, their tour bus did not get loaded up until 3:30 in the morning, and then they were on the road to get to a venue by like 7 or something. It's like that kind of like grueling stuff.
Grueling schedule like that. Listen, I cleaned 5 houses a week and I'm done.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, please don't.
And you got to perform.
Yeah.
and do it flawlessly.
Yeah. Baked pie. You're right. I was always told, don't hide it from us. Do it at the house.
Yeah.
Right.
See, and I think it's one of those like I was very upfront with you about a lot of things. I mean, there's plenty of things I don't know if you know that I did or didn't do, but in the same hand, I mean, now it's like it's in the past, it doesn't matter, but but in the same hand,
there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know that I did either.
I'm gonna say, what did you smoke a J and we didn't know it, or it's
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's it. The J. Yes. The J. But no, it's. I mean, even like with Steve Perry though. I mean, I don't know if it's just because like I'm getting older, so it's one of those like my entertainment stuff has changed, but it's like, I checked it on my read list. I've read 12 books so far, and that's not even including audiobooks I've listened to,
I'm
so
so
it's
excited about that for you.
Well, to me, it's one of those that like I read in the morning, I read at night, it's like sometimes on my lunch break, if I'm really like into something, I'll read like a couple of pages or different things. But, when I would hear Steve Perry, how it's like, no, like he would just go and like read a novel or like whatever. It's like, I always kind of looked at that. I'm like, dude, that is the elitist way to be. Like you're living life proper. You're not putting a bunch of poison and pollution into your body, and like, getting hooked on, different drugs and stuff. You are literally, you're taking home with you, and
Correct.
it's so like, I mean, to me, it's one of those, like, I'd want to know, like if Steve Perry, you know, with his house and stuff, like, what does his library look like?
Yeah.
You know, like, do you have multiple levels, or are you just like, you have all this money, but you have one bookshelf or something? You know, like, it's just because that stuff fascinates me.
Sometimes people that can have anything choose to be very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I can appreciate that. You know, Freddie Mercury was so flamboyant in everything that he did. And
he did not give a shit.
No. You know what? He put Greta Garbo on the wall in his foyer. I mean, that's classy. I have to say, oh, bless widow, your mama's fire, and I love your hair, Kyle. Isn't he beautiful? Do you know who else though? I think I'd like to talk to John Deacon.
John, I know the name.
John Deacon is Queen's bass player.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah.
You know, he was the guy that kind of ended up being the accidental rock star. Mm-hmm. That was not his plan.
It's like, hey, this is John, and he's gonna play. You know,
yeah.
So yeah.
And you know, when they, from what I understand, and if you watch, you know, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, they kind of give you a little window on how that happened. You know, like when things happened, John was like babysitting those guys all the time.
I do love how they portrayed him.
Yeah. You know, like they get broke down on the road. You saw who was changing the tire.
Yeah.
And who was eating a ham sandwich. You know, there was, but that was not in his plan. And I think that bothered him, and he wrote the song "Best Friend." You're my best friend.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He wrote that for his wife.
Let me tell you about my
because he missed her.
Yeah,
he was away from her for so much, and he was away from his family, and he was homesick.
Yeah,
and so it was very just thoughtful of him in that way. But he was your quiet guy.
Yeah,
you know, like. You know, when you see them all arguing, and he's like, if you would just shut up and play.
What I love about that moment, like whether or not that really happened, because this is the one thing that I have to remind myself when it comes to historical movies like that. Because even like with the Steve Jobs movies that they've made with Steve's friend Wozniak. It's like they're actually really good. I despise Steve Jobs, but as movies, they're really good.
I hate The Doors, but that was a freaking awesome movie.
But what was it? They asked, the interviewer was asking Steve Wozniak. She said, you know, are you telling me that the majority of the things in this movie did not happen? And he said, yes. He's like, a lot of this movie is fictional. And she says, isn't that a problem that it's not accurate? And he's like, it doesn't matter if it's accurate. It matters if it's a good movie.
See,
you know, and so to me, it's one of those, like, when John does not shout in that moment. He does not.
No,
he just plays his bass.
He just does it
for another one bites the dust. That's just and
he wrote another banger.
Yeah, he's just like, yes. He's like, if like, what was it like? Even when they get the juices flowing and he's talking to Freddie, he's like, just feel it out. He's like, just like, kind of like feel your way through the song and stuff.
Yeah,
and, you know, it was, to me, I think that's probably one of the best, besides Fat Bottom Girls. That was some of the best utilization of their music in that movie for their montages.
See, the Doors movie was sick. Yeah. And I think what carried that movie best for me, though, was Kilmer. Val Kilmer, he just became...
God rest his soul. Yeah.
He just became, what's his name? Jim Morrison. Mamaw read Jim Morrison's book. He wrote a book.
Okay, now I got to read it. So,
and I'm like, Heidi. She says, Mom read that book, and she goes, that shit's messed up. Like,
so I'm assuming it's just that even the book itself is out of its mind.
I don't know what it taught her about him. She just couldn't explain it. She was just like, I think she picked it up. I think it belonged to Ryan, Heidi's little brother Ryan, and she picked it up and she started reading it. And I thought that was fascinating that she stuck with it. And that's how
would surprise you.
But that's how the movie is, because I don't care for this band at all. But I love seeing how a band is built. and what their makeup is and how did they get along.
Hey guys, Joe from Roman Hills PC is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Joe.
Yep, guys, if you need a PC or if you're looking to upgrade your system, make sure you get a hold of him. Go to his website. All the stuff is in the description. You can find his stuff there. So
yep, he's the man.
See, Stinger asks for Kyle, what is the moment that you knew that you wanted reacting to be a major part of your life? To be honest, it was one of those things like it just kind of happened. Like we weren't like banking on it. We didn't know like the implications of things. It was Eric and I were both in very troubled areas of our lives at that time. Eric had just moved in with me. You know, we were roommates for I think 6 years. You know, and in the near beginning of that, well, more so when it was just him and I, because there was a third person here. They were out of the picture. Then it was just him and I, and it just came to that moment of like, all right, well, we got this empty room. Let's make something happen,
Joe.
you know? So, so it was just, you know, it was that moment of realizing like, wow, like we can do whatever we want. Like no one's going to tell us
Isn't that
no.
fabulous?
You know, and the thing is that like, it's funny because it's like, I still have that mentality now, but I have everything that I thought I couldn't have along with that, you know? And so it's one of those, like, as much as reacting has taken a back seat in my life, you know, and it's like, I'm finding joy in other things. It's like, I can't deny that it was one of the most pivotal things that happened to Eric and I as adults, you know, that fundamentally changed us and, you know, and moved things forward, you know, in many different ways, you know?
I loved watching that happen. It was just so out of left field.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, something's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was either make videos and keep our minds busy or drink and be depressed.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we did drink and we were depressed, but we had fun while we were doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's one of those like we drink less and we just have fun now. You know, so it's quite a nice trade-off in different ways. You
mature
know?
in everything that you end up doing eventually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Except for me, I'm going backwards.
I honestly, I wouldn't say that. I think that it's one of those that you've always just been you know, and it's in that's more than enough for everybody around you.
I guess
you know?
What I mean by that is that what Riker Road did for me opened a lot of musical doors for me that I didn't know that I would be open to. And I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate that you guys brought me in to listen to some things. I was terrified. And yet watching you guys just somebody new, and how excited you guys would get about music. I've been so proud of how you two express yourselves. And that's why the people love you, because you both hear it different, see it different, react different, but it's all there's no wrong way, I guess. And I can see why some people think that you're faking.
Those people can eat my ass.
Because
but yes.
You know what, I guess because that's just a natural thing. That's just, you know, that's the whole family is like that.
Well, yeah.
But I think that really did a lot. It kind of saved you.
No, it did 100%. Well, and honestly, along with that, Stinger has another question. So for Mom, is what did you think about the community that your boys created?
I love you guys. You all are such a blessing to us, and I don't think you realize it. There's so many different kinds of people here. Look at all of you being here, supporting Kyle, you know, here on a whole nother channel.
Yeah.
And the way you have followed them through to these other channels, it's been beautiful to watch. You've accepted all of us and just been you've become a family of your own. And that's impressive to me. That's very, like, almost emotional to me.
Rage just said, I found people I loved on here, including my best friends, literally the greatest. And dude, Rage, I don't take anything away from anyone else. In fact, I would say that specifically when I think of, people that have been so influential in our lives that we've done videos with and stuff, like I think of Ron, I think of Mike, I think of Tom, I think of John, I think, of Giz, I think of, all these people. Rage is just, there's something special about him, but there's also something special about everybody that we've gotten to interact with.
Well,
and it's one of those, like, getting to even spend the time with Rage that we did when he needed his vacation, and spending that day with him and making that St. Judas tape was so much fun.
Oh,
it was
my gosh.
so cool. But again, with Ron too, is that, like, I've spent so many studio days with that man just making music. And it's one of those, like, we've gotten to meet some just truly incredible people that it's like, guys, like, these people make entertaining things, but like, if you get to know them as people, they're even better.
They're better.
They're so much better. Like, it's like, you can cry with them, you can laugh with them, you can build ideas, you can have them tell you that you're being an idiot and that you need to change, and it's from a point of love. You know what I mean? Like, it's just awesome.
The people that we have been fortunate enough to meet face to face, to sit in the same room, to drink with, to eat with, whatever it is that we're doing. We've been really very lucky. And it makes me like want to meet more people.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be dangerous to say. I know, but there's never been a miss, I guess, in a way. We've had people stay with us. We've had people that have showered us with gifts,
which I don't get, but
like you all and you all talk to each other through hard times. Coffee time is such a pivotal time. That 2 hours in the morning is, I think, a really important time, and you all have built that. You guys have done that yourselves, and you trust one another. And you find common interests, and you all go through stuff together. And I just kind of sit back and watch you all, and I'm proud of all of you, the way that you can give yourselves the love back and forth. This community has been, you've you brought Eric through probably one of the worst times of his life.
Yeah.
Your outpouring of love and support to him at that time was, I couldn't do it. I was going through that with him, and it about broke me.
Yeah.
Moms go through stuff with your kids. They don't know that.
Well, I mean, you were getting hit left and right with the shit I was going through, and then it was just like you did not have any reprieve when it came to me and him. You want to be,
You want to be mom, but you have to know when to be mom at the right time, because you have to remember that they're not 8 years old. They need their space. And so I just go home and I just pray, and I don't sleep, and I can't eat, and I just thank God for all of you that have been there for my boys and all of these things that they've gone through. And I do just love y'all. I had the best time with Becca and Savannah and Eric, and I got to see 21 pilots.
That's wild.
And like, I wasn't supposed to be there. And we had so much fun. We've been, who knew?
Yeah. I did not think we'd end up here.
Who knew?
Let's do this, guys. Let's do.
No one said mascara alert.
Let's do a couple more questions here. We'll kind of get close to wrapping this up. So, but no, like, guys, like, even like, this is the thing too, is that like with experiencing what we have, and I think that it's quite honestly the thing that I'm the most thankful for is that, obviously, yes, it's like there's some very rudimentary kind of like factorial things. Like, yes, you're going to gain an audience. Yes, you're going to make an income of some kind, whether it's large or if it's small, or you're going to network and do different things. But it's the fact that, I mean, you even said it when you came in, just like when we were, getting set up, was that you're like, I don't worry about you two anymore. You know, and it's that fact where it's like, no, like, I mean, it's through this channel and through, well, I mean, through Riker Road specifically, but having that presence online, that's how we've met our ladies, you know, and I think that that's the way that it was supposed to happen, because this is the lifestyle that we live, you know, and it's like, you know, getting someone that understands that. Because I always joked with Crystal, I said, look, I'm like, anyone that's with me is going to have to get cool with a lot of shit really fast.
This is not normal.
Yeah, no, it's and the thing is, like, for her and Haley both, I mean, like, it's effortless, and that's the best thing, you know. It's where it's like, no, like, we can just live our lives and just do our thing, you know. And it's like, that's the thing that is, I think, like, the biggest thing for me, because it's kind of like, nah, man, everything can crash and burn around me. You know, it's like, it's, you know, like, whether it is my day job, YouTube, or, like, you know, like, having both of our vehicles get fucked up, or, like, you know, anything else that's going on. But I know that when I come home, I'm loved. When I come home, I have peace. You know, like, there's always bullshit happening around us, and that's because you're a human and you're experiencing
and that
life,
means the world,
you know?
that means the world to a mom.
Yeah.
Because we just never stop being mom. I love, well, we can call you mom. I love that too. I do. We appreciate you so much. And Becca, yes, we do. We do need to go hit another show. Let's go. Let's go. She'll bring a crock pot. You go stay in a room with Becca. She will bring a crock pot. With food in it.
Well, Katrina just said, I'm brand new to you guys, but your videos have gotten me through nightmares I'm living right now. Many thanks. So
oh, Katrina, we're happy to have you.
And that's the thing, is that it's like, for anyone that's in here from old and new, whether it is like with Discord or if it's just in comments or anything else too, is that, like, guys, like, it's weird for Eric and I to understand that we are someone's tulip mafia. That we are someone's, you know, like for me, like, I know that the channels that I watch, you know, whether it's That Trav Guy, or if it's Ian Gubelli, or if it's, you know, watching Joe Rogan or different things, or, like, for a while I was so depressed and drunk every time I'd come home that all I would listen to was Christopher Titus' stand-up, because it made me laugh.
Right.
You know, because his stuff is so dark and fucked up. His most recent stand-up, he started it off by saying that it is the darkest thing that he's ever written. He went, all right, so here we go. The first line is, he said, in the words of the living, flaming Richard Pryor. And I went, oh
here we go.
Because he said a lot of things during the stand-up. He's like, I had a TV show that my producers and writers, I would tell them, yeah, let's do this thing from their life. And they would be like, Chris, this did not happen. And then he would bring in court documents. And he's like, every relationship I had ended with cops. With
cops, yeah. So, everything's documented.
So, yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, one of the things, it's so funny, because I take credit for discovering Rager. I do, because I remember the first time that I saw him, I don't know, sweetheart, if I've ever told you this, but I started seeing this beautiful young man just with this huge smile on his face, just jamming to music. And I'm like, oh my God, do my boys know about this guy? And he made me so happy.
Yeah.
To watch him.
He
just he did it, like, all alone, all on his own. And now here we are with him being a part of our life, and just, he's just like another kid. I just can't hug him enough. I can't love on him enough. He just brings joy with him.
If I can puff him up even more, not like, you know, in a good way, was that guys, like, when because it was funny when he stayed here for the 2 weeks that he was, you know, that he hung out, because like Rage needed some time away. He needed to just needed to reset. Everybody needs to take a vacation. You need to have that. What does Glenn from the Blacklist say? He's like, don't you understand? It's my break time. The pause that refreshes.
Yes.
You know, so,
yes.
But no, he chilled in my studio. We have that futon in there that we flatten out, you know, and like you can lay on it like a bed. And we never discussed, hey, we're going to do laundry. Hey, we're going to, you know, can you fold stuff or whatever. I walked in there and it was, we were all having coffee, and I opened the door and I looked at it. He put the couch back. He folded everything military style and set it over to the side and made sure the room was exactly the way that he left it. And that he still had 2 more days he was staying.
Yep.
And it was, again, like, it's not so much like, haha, he cleaned, but it was more so the fact of like, dude, thank you for being respectful. Thank you for being a wonderful house guest. And like, that's the stuff where guys like when you find people that are like that are caring, that give a shit, that's when you know that you found something great. And again, Rage is not the only one, but he stands out like quite a bit, and it's just cool.
I joked with him. I said I really thought that the first time that we met you that he was going to be bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
and that we were going to have to rein him in a little bit. Oh, no. All that, we had a really fun group. Haley was part of that group, and Rage was there. And
regardless of people involved that time, it was a wonderful
time. It was
great.
a wonderful time, and I thought to myself, oh God, I'm going to have to be in mom mode and put my ankle weights on, and it wasn't. It wasn't. What a joy they both are.
Yeah.
Well, they both are, and I'm a hugger. If I meet you, I'm going to hug you. So,
well, and even on top of that too, like if I can, sing praises for Ron as well too, like Ron is the guy that he just like clockwork. He messaged me the other day, because I've been kind of like distant with my phone. We had some stuff happen this past week where I've just not been like in my message mode, and Ron is the friend that he will reach out to me. He's like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? You doing good?
Yeah.
How's like you working on anything, or like are you good? Like can I help you? And it's just like it's effortless for him, and it's like they're like I think we all have friends that are of different degrees of things where it's like it's kind of like, oh God, I mixed friend group A with friend group B or whatever, in my mentality, but in the same hand, it's kind of like, no, like it's like we really have been just aggressively blessed in every way, and it's really cool just in every aspect. So
I also think that the way you welcome people in to like right off the bat to let them know that they're okay here. I don't know. I just think that's
And Justin
wow.
Justin for $4.99 says, your sons have helped me a lot through mental struggles, and I just want to say thank you for creating 2 boys I truly enjoy.
Justin,
buddy, thank you.
Thank you for that. I agree. I've been blessed with them. You can't have a bad time with my boys ever, any of them at all. And it's I love when I get to come here and do this and just sit here and have a hang with Kyle.
Yeah.
And now Crystal's waiting for us out there, and that's even better.
Yeah.
But they're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. Layla, anytime, I've got a hug for you.
Well, guys, I think that this has been a fantastic time. I know that this is, again, as I said beforehand, like we can just talk about anything anyway without a camera. So it's cool to capture it and to have you guys with us while we're doing this. It's so cool. I've been wanting to do an Ask Me Anything for a while, and I think doing these live Q&A things is, something I want to do kind of more often. I'd love to bring on like Hobbit and like Ron and different things, and like,
so many. Ron would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's honestly too is that guys, for anyone that's watching this after the fact, if you guys were not here for the live to ask questions while Mom was interacting and stuff, comment below, comment some questions that you want to ask, because we'll have her on again and we can fish out some of those questions, whether we do it live or if we do a pre-recorded or whatever. But regardless, is that we're gonna do this again for sure. I'm not sure when, but it's having you on the podcast is always a joy. It's wonderful, and you bring a light always, so. What I want to know is I usually give this to Eric every single time, but is there anything that you would like to say to the audience before we officially sign off until next week?
Well, I should have been better prepared for this. I would say don't be afraid to try anything. Just put it out there. I'm about to start my channel.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified. And I don't know what to do. I'm so bad at it, but I'm trying to get my stuff together and learn how. And I want to just be positive. I want to be positive for people. Yeah. And I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll probably be crocheting something.
Damn right.
And I just don't want it to be boring. So, but I've been saying I'm going to do it for a while, and I'm just going to do it. So let's just dive in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And say in the great words of Hank Green, do not be afraid to try.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't know if you don't try.
Definitely. All right, guys.
You're enough.
Guys, thank you so much for being a blessing for us, and thank you for hanging out with us. It's been awesome. We will see you guys next week. And as always, know that members, you guys are going to get your members episode this weekend is when I'm going to try to get that done. So, but regardless, we love you. We will see you next week. Adios.